The heart of your teams. The heart of Atlanta. Valley Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
We welcome you to San Diego, California, where Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. It's a perfect day at Petco Park. It's game 3 of our 4-game set between the Braves and the San Diego Padres. Hi again, everybody. Happy Easter weekend. I'm Chip Carey, Brian Jordan, Paul Bird. Nice win for the Braves last night. A big RBI hit from Adam Duvall. Terrific bullpen work as well as the Braves won game 2 by a 5-2 final score. And BJ, I know you're happy with 5 runs scored. Hopefully that continues today.
No doubt. The middle of this lineup is the heartbeat of this offense. And it was so important for Matt Olson, I think, and Ozuna to get off to great starts. They are showing the Atlanta Braves, Brian Snitker, that they can get it done. Look at that. First in almost every category, tied with Philadelphia in extra base hits. Hopefully today they can continue that hot streak and carry this team to another victory.
And Bertie, I think we saw a great blueprint for the Braves in 2022. Get the lead and turn it over to the night shift.
Picked up where they left off last year. Atlanta Braves bullpen fantastic out of the gate this year, getting it done last night. Vintage win, Atlanta Braves, good pitching. How about Minter coming in, throwing fuel? O'Day, Matzik, the Death Star. Congratulations to Kenley Jansen, your first save in an Atlanta uniform, his favorite team growing up as a kid. Well done. Look at the numbers. Now, this is just last night on those innings, but how about the footnote at the bottom? This season, 44 relief strikeouts. That's most in the National League. We got the hardest thrower down there, the young kid Spencer Strider throwing over 100. And Will Smith, last year's closer, didn't even pitch last night. There's more names I can't even talk about because we don't have time. These guys are good.
But we do have time to talk about Ian Anderson, who's got the ball for the Braves in Game 3 of the series. It's his second start of the year and the first time he will face the San Diego Padres. A beautiful afternoon for baseball. Let's see if the Braves can win 2 in a row. We'll get to lineups and first pitch right after the break. Guillermo Heredia doing his thing, getting everybody fired up after a terrific win for the Braves last night. Last night was a great game. Let's make it 2 in a row today, fellas, on a beautiful day in San Diego. Braves scored 5 times last night, 3 runs late. Ozzie Albies had a big night, including a home run. He's once again atop the Toyota starting lineup. Marcell Ozuna's back in left. Eddie Rosario is in right for Brian Snitker. Manny Pena will be the catcher of Ian Anderson's pitches. And we'll get a look at Nick Martinez, a longtime big league veteran and a veteran of Japanese baseball as he makes his second start of the year today.
There he is, Nick Martinez, 31 years old, has some time with Texas and others. Pitched in Japan last year, 10-5 with a 1.62. Had better success in Japan as a starter, so the Padres are giving him a shot.
Martinez, 5 hits, 1 run in 5 innings against San Francisco. The pride of Fordham University, where he was a second baseman and a pitcher. And got a nice long-term deal with the Padres, and here he goes with the first pitch of a new day, and it's popped out of play foul by Ozzie into the upper deck.
Well, that's so typical Ozzie. First pitch, he is looking dead red. We've seen him get this Braves team off to a great start with that leadoff home run.
Breeze blowing from left to right as Ozzie cracks one to deep right field. At the track, at the wall, that ball is gone. A leadoff home run for Ozzie Albies, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead. What extension for Ozzie. His 4th home run of the year.
Say it, PJ. I've been waiting.
Yeah. You gotta love it. You know, that's something that, you know, I laugh when people tell me about Ozzie. Oh, he swings too much. He's too aggressive. That's his nature. That's what he's all about. And this is the results that you see when he's very aggressive and locked in. And it's 4 home runs already this season for Ozzie, getting off to a tremendous start with the power.
Matt Olson, the hitter. And he was swinging for the fences, didn't get it. Matt 2 for 7 in the series. 367 average, a 525 on base, Brian. That was your point before the game. He's getting on base every day.
Very patient hitter. He may make some bad swings, and next thing you know, he's on first base with a walk, leading the National League with 10 walks so far this year.
In case you missed our little pregame, 2, 3, 4 hitters Atlanta, very, very good. Ozzie getting it done from the right and left side of the plate. And if I'm pitching to these guys, I really don't get a break.
So a great comeback, not really a comeback, but a tie-breaking 8th inning for the Braves last night. Great work by the bullpen. And a terrific start for Atlanta. A leadoff homer for Ozzie, and this one deflected by Martinez. Out toward Machado at third, and they got him by a quarter step. 1-5-3 the putout. And after Ozzie Albies' 9th career leadoff home run, Olson nearly legged out an infield hit.
Atlanta's challenging the out call at first base.
And the Braves are going to challenge that bang-bang play at first. Let's see if Matt was able to beat it.
I thought he got his foot down, to be honest.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yes.
Got him safe, too.
Love the fact that the umpires are addressing the crowd with the PA system so everybody in the park knows what's going on. New York or San Francisco communicating with the crew chief here. And once they render their decision, we'll know. You hear the groans in the crowd. I think they saw the same thing we did, that Olson was able to beat that play. Great effort by Machado, who's had a super series offensively and defensively for San Diego.
Kind of reminds me of an NFL football game when I hear the umpires yelling out what's going on.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Atlanta will retain their challenge.
So, you know who Matt Olson's looking at right now? Travis d'Arnaud.
Yes, he is.
He's got wheels and infield hit.
That challenge went a little quicker, too. I like that right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's a first.
What do we say? Instant replay's not instant? That one pretty quick. And they ultimately got it right. So 2 hitters, 2 hits, 1 run. Here's Austin Riley, the Braves' third baseman. And upstairs for Austin, 1 ball, no strikes. Austin 2 for 9 in the series. He's batting .303 on the year with a couple of homers. And as Paul and BJ have said, this is the part of the lineup that's starting to heat up for Atlanta, the 2, 3, 4 hitters. And not too shabby leading off either is Ozzie Albies. Everybody's having fun for the Braves today. See?
Look at Heredia, man. I'm telling you, I love when he starts the game and he just brings the energy. Sitting on the bench, he's still an energizer bunny. I love it.
1 ball, 1 strike. And in the dirt. Changeup from Martinez. Martinez has pitched in international play too. Won a silver medal in the Olympics in Tokyo for Team USA. Now pitching for the Padres. Olson at first, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good cut. Cutter at 87 miles an hour. Evens it up. You hear managers say it all the time. It takes a while for young pitchers to find themselves. Sometimes it takes veterans some time as well. And Martinez rediscovered his magic pitching in Japan. As this one popped up. Long run down the right field line. Twisting in foul ground. And Riley gets another swing here. Still a 2-2 count.
Chip, we were always told pitchers reach their prime at 31 years of age. And it's just a craft. It's just not easy to learn, especially if you have to throw changeup, cutter, curve, both sides of the plate, sinker, kind of learn and figure yourself out. Most guys don't do that at 22, 23 years old. So you see guys coming into prime, and then, you know, there's a balance to that because your arm has to still be healthy too. Sometimes it just takes a little while.
Well, Martinez, 31 years old. As the pitch. This is inside. And I would think too, Paul, you might know better than I, you go to Japan or you go to Korea, that's where you go to really work on your secondary stuff, right? Fastball's always there, but it's the curves, the cutters, the sliders that they feature more often overseas.
Absolutely. And the game's changing here to more of a breaking ball game. Even though guys are throwing harder, they're throwing more breaking balls.
Now that's a surprise. Martinez throwing over to first.
Guy's
Matt
got
Olson.
got an infield hit, man. He's got wheels. You got to respect his speed. Come on. Leadoff homer for Albies if you're just joining us. 1-0 Braves, nobody out. Not going. And Riley takes high ball 4. So 3 hitters up, 3 hitters on, and Marcell Ozuna, who's been productive and destructive in the series, will be the hitter.
Now go back to that at bat right there about Austin Riley. This is where I feel like he has improved the most. His patience, not swinging out of the zone. He may miss that little sink or slider with a good swing, but he's so patient. He'll take his walks, and you'll see his OPS at the end of the year just flourish.
So Marcell Ozuna has been barreling everything. He's been making great consistent contact, and he does here, but bounces it towards short. They shovel to second for 1 and on to first to double play. So Ozuna swings the first pitch. He's doubled up. Olson to third, 2 outs. Tough break for Marcell. And Martinez got 2 for the price of 1, and he needed that.
Yeah, a little surprise right there at the walk to Riley. You go up there, you couldn't be looking for a curveball first pitch by a struggling pitcher. And Ozuna swings at that curveball, gets out in front. Easy ground ball double play.
But Mr. 2-out RBI, Adam Duvall is coming up. Man, what a big hit for the Braves he provided last night. Braves led 2-0. Padres tied it 2-2, and then Duvall broke the tie with a double into the left field corner.
And we saw that so much last year in clutch situations. Call him Mr. Clutch. You know, you look at his average, you're saying, oh my goodness, but runners in scoring position, I mean, that's when he comes up big.
1 ball, no strikes. Nothing wrong with this guy's fastball. That one in the mid-90s. And well placed. It's an even count for Adam Duvall, who's knocked in 6 runs this year, 2 of them last night. He's got 2 hits against the Padres in the series so far. That shaved off the inside corner. He's got both sides of the plate cooking in this at bat. It's 1-2.
Duvall's hit the fastball in well so far early this year. I look for them to go back away.
Huge gap on the right side of the Padres infield. A lot of room down the first base line too as the pitch. And he swings and misses, and that retires the side. That could have been a lot worse for Martinez. 3 hitters up, 3 hitters on, but a double play and strikeout after Ozzy's 9th career leadoff homer. Braves take the lead 1-0. Ian Anderson to work in game 3.
4 home runs already this season for Ozzy.
Ozzy's leadoff homer is the game's first run. Here come the Padres in the first inning. Their Toyota starting lineup presented by their skipper Bob Melvin, who's in his first year after coming over from the Oakland A's. Got to find a way to slow down Manny Machado. All he's done is go 8 for 10 at the plate in this series. And that's the challenge for Ian Anderson, Paul, who's looking for a redeemer after his first start against the Reds.
Struggled a little bit against the Reds. He's thrown 2 bullpens in between trying to get right. Look for him to work on staying back today and returning to form.
And as always with Ian, it's the first inning.
It is. And pitch count You know, fall behind, a lot of foul balls, doesn't necessarily at times have that nasty put-away pitch. Has to find a way to throw fewer pitches, navigate through the game.
Yeah, last year he's averaged 21 first-inning pitches with a 6.38 ERA. He threw 28 pitches against the Reds, and Brian, uncharacteristically, Ian was higher than high with his fastball and lower than low with his changeup. Everything was in the dirt or collarbone high, it seemed.
Yeah, and his first game out, 74 pitches with 39 strikes. That's not going to get it done. And the big thing with Ian, I think, when he establishes that fastball in early in the ball game, it makes his changeup unhittable. And that's been the problem since spring training this year.
And Bertie, 2 bullpens. Is that a product of not enough work and not particularly effective work in spring training?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. I know Glav used to throw 2 bullpens all the time. So it's just a matter of getting a rhythm. You got less pitches. You're working on something, 2. Sometimes it's better than 1, 2 short bullpens. But that's not how we wanted to start. So see if we can get a double play ball here.
So, fellas, what are the 4 keys as Austin Nola stands in with a man aboard, nobody out?
It starts with Ian Anderson being efficient today, throwing more strikes, getting ahead of hitters. And my man Dansby, he has to get it going. He has to break out today, start relaxing and just being himself, because the Braves offense need him to get hot.
Austin Nola, the San Diego catcher. With Grisham at first, the pitch is high. And Darno, a step out in front of the plate, does not go to the mound. Excuse me, Pena with a step in front of the plate, does not go to the mound. 1 ball, no strike. 6 pitches, 1 strike for Anderson to start the day's play. Nola 1 for 5 in the series. Braves shift for him. 3 defenders left side of the infield. And that's golf toward left. Ozuna is there, however. Hard hit ball by Nola. And he's retired. Back to first is Grisham with 1 out.
Nola squared that ball up.
He smoked 1 late in the game last night, too.
He did. Great analytics for the Braves defense, though. Myself sitting right there waiting on him.
I'm so excited about this matchup, guys, because the best player on the field right now is Machado. Defensively, offensively, he's been unbelievable. Doesn't matter who pitches. Tyler Matson comes in. Nobody can figure him out. Machado gets a base hit. Ian Anderson's fastball is hard to pick up. I want to see if Machado sees it well.
He's seen everybody's stuff well. He's 8 for 10 with a homer, 3 RBIs in the series. And you might see the pitchers step off a bit. It is a blustery day in San Diego, 64 degrees at first pitch, and the wind, as we said, blowing from left to right, but swirling around behind home plate. Manny Machado and Bryce Harper, 1-2 in total hits for sub-30-year-old players in Major League Baseball. There's that deception, Bertie. Nice pitch, 0-2.
And we haven't seen Machado look like that against anybody. It's his worst swing of the series. That shows you how deceptive Ian Anderson is throwing from behind his head.
Well, that was a great start, though. You paint him in with fastball 94 and then a slow curveball away.
That'll wake you up.
Good morning, BJ.
Hey, get me off the plate. I like it. I just leaned over, swung at that curveball. And if you're in, you know Machado's a great hitter. He's going to drive that outside pitch. Why not come in? Straighten him up, right?
I agree.
Get
off my plate.
Let's see what he does. 1-2. Went back in there. Pretty good pitch. But Machado got the call.
This is strike 3 right here. Change up, trademark. Look at it. BJ, I want that call.
And you should get that call.
Well, throw it there again. You might. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grisham got a huge jump, and it's fouled away at the plate. Machado had to swing with 2 strikes. Anderson never made Grisham stop. He had 2 or 3 steps before Ian released the baseball toward the plate. So there's a break for the Braves. That would have been an easy stolen base.
That's that distraction, though, as a hitter when you see that in the background. Getting a great jump. Normally you would take there if you had 1 strike, but you got to be protecting.
Not going this time, and the 2-2 is popped up to the left side. Right to Dansby. Machado is sawed off. Good sequence for Anderson. Walk, line out, pop out, 2 away.
If you're an Atlanta Braves fan, you just saw why Ian Anderson is going to be good for a long time. He's hard to pick up, unusual arm angle, good stuff. One of the best hitters in the league, unable to really time him up.
And again, the Padres have not seen him. Luke Voigt has had a handful of at-bats. He's the DH and the man on deck. But it's mere videotape and learn on the fly for the Padres offense the first time through the order. Here's Cronenworth, who went 1 for 7 last night. Cronenworth struck out 3 times. One of the toughest guys to strike out in the National League. A 3 strikeout game, something that happened to him just twice all of last year. It happened in Game 9 last night. And he's behind here, strike 1. As impressively as the Braves swung the bats last night, the pitching was fantastic. If you missed it, Kyle Wright with a career-high 9 strikeout performance. Pitched 5 innings, and then the night shift took over with 4 innings of 1 hit, 7 strikeout relief. And the Braves would certainly take that model the rest of the way. Over the last 153 regular season games, 1 ball, 1 strike for Cronenworth here in the first inning. Ozzie Albies a leadoff homer if you're just joining us. Slowly hit towards second, and Ian Anderson with a very strong first inning. A leadoff walk and then soft contact with 2 of the next 3 hitters. Braves 1, Padres nothing. We head to the second. Braves baseball on Bally Sports is presented by Truist. Those are the cars our great Bally Sports crew will be taking to Los Angeles after our game today. Get you set for the Dodger series.
Sweet.
67 Impala. Nice.
PJ, I'm going to be driving shotgun with my arm out the window, hanging on the side of the door, looking cool.
A little disappointed they aren't convertibles. It never rains down here, right? Come on,
right.
You got to have a rag top if you're in San Diego on a beautiful day like today. And it's a beautiful start for the Braves. And Ozzie Albies leadoff homer. Alex Dickerson picked up his first Braves hit the other night. And looks for a second here, leading off inning number 2.
Absolutely. In case you don't know, Alex's dad is a Navy fighter pilot, graduated from Top Gun. His name is Ross. His grandfather also flew in World War II. Wanted their son to become a fighter pilot as well, but he picked baseball, guys.
Well, that's
good story, right?
Good story right there, man.
Grew up down the street playing baseball in San Diego.
On the ground and into the shift, Martinez had Alex reaching, and he gets another ground ball out to start the second inning, 1 away. And Dansby Swanson's coming up. BJ, you said Dansby's one of your keys today. What have you seen from Dansby the last couple of games? Is he starting to dial in that stroke at the plate?
Well, I'm crossing my fingers. You know, Dansby's one of those guys, it only takes 1 day for him to figure it out. You know, he's been struggling a little bit, a lot quicker than I normally see Dansby at the plate. You can just watch his takes, how he's, you know, his body is moving forward. Hopefully he can sit back and look to drive the ball the other way and have some success.
There's a start, ambushed him. A
There it
one-out
is.
hit for Dansby Swanson, who's thinking about 2. He's hustling towards second, and the throw. He got in. The tag got him on the shoulder. The right hand got to the bag, and Swanson, thinking 2 out of the box, hustles in at second with a 1-out double.
Look at Dansby getting pumped up with the sword. I mean, right out of the box, he is running. With his speed, every time when he hits the ball in the gap or to the right or left, he's always looking too. And what does that do, Paul? Not only pumps Dansby up, but his teammates watching him hustle out of the box.
Dansby is deceptively
contagious.
Yeah, deceptively fast. Gotta love the hustle, especially with 1 out, getting into scoring position. Let's see if Rosario can come through right here. He's another guy that needs to get going.
Eddie 1 for 23 at the plate. Had the day off last night. And look, we know about Rosario's postseason pedigree, but when you have more errors than hits in the first week and a half of the season, that's a rough start.
And I don't think he's ever experienced anything like it. And I was talking to Snit the other day, and, you know, he's really frustrated with himself, you know, and I think he's carrying that to the outfield because he's a much better defensive player than he's been so far this season. And when you haven't experienced anything like this in your career, you just don't know how to handle it.
So how do you?
You just got to keep working in the cages, and you got to, you know, earmuffs. You can't be reading the clippings.
That'll get the runner to third, but Rosario out on an easy ground ball. Again, that's a 6-3 ground ball into the shift. And Manny Pena coming up, looking for his first Braves hit.
BJ, when you're struggling, I know as a pitcher, a lot of times we're taught don't watch what you're doing wrong. Watch videos of yourself throwing a shutout or pitching great. Do you do the same as a hitter?
Yeah, you always go back to watch your positive, and
okay.
then you just put yourself in that cage. And for me, Paul, it was always don't pull the ball in the cage. Work on just hitting the ball the other way because you got to let the ball get deep. And that's the problem with your Dansby and those guys. They want to jump out there and go get it. But if your eyes get used to letting that ball get deep, you're not jumping anymore. And now it's just using your ability.
Us non-athletes often say he's trying to get 5 hits in 1 at bat. Is that,
exactly.
Is that a fair way of putting
Perfect.
it? Mentally?
Yep.
When you said us non-athletes, you weren't meaning me.
No, I was pointing to me.
Okay, because you said us, so I was like,
no,
what are you talking about?
No. As Manny Pena down a strike, no balls, 1 strike for the Braves catcher. And in the dirt, didn't chase that. Braves have done a good job hitting with runners in scoring position this year. A .328 mark coming into play today. And nothing picks up your club more than 2 outrun scoring hits. Duvall's was a big one last night. Let's see if Pena's first can be a productive 2nd inning knock. And downstairs, ball 2.
I really like Manny's quiet approach right now. He's not trying to go get the ball.
Cued foul to the right side. And it's 2-2. Interesting factoid on the scoreboard here at Petco Park. It says Manny Pena likes to sing Hotel California for his teammates in the Braves dugout. I didn't know that. Maybe we can get Kelly to do a report on Manny with that.
The little things, Chip.
Maybe a duet. I bet Kelly's a good singer. The pitch in the dirt, full count. I love those little factoids, little trivia nuggets.
I'm not sure if I want it posted up on that big screen.
Yeah, now the pressure's on, right?
Exactly.
Secret's out.
I feel as you said, singing hit coming up.
Full count. Ozzy's next. Fly ball, well hit center. Grisham going back to the warning track. He's at the wall. He leaps up and pulled it back. Oh, Manny Pena just missed a homer. If it's 3 feet to the right, it's over the 396 sign. Great catch. Bad aim. Even tougher luck as Pena almost hit a 2-run homer. No pink champagne on ice for the Braves catcher in the second, but Atlanta leads 1-0.
Bottom two we go. Braves with a 1-0 lead here in San Diego, and Ian Anderson back on the bump. A very clean first inning there from him, and working with him behind the plate this afternoon, Manny Pena, who, as you heard Birdie mention, Anderson threw a couple sides this week, and one of the guys watching that was Pena, who, other than catching just one spring game and a live BP, this will be the first time they're working together here in the regular season. And he said the goal for him really this afternoon, guys, is to just get Ian to kind of slow down out there and be calm. You know, he knows what he's trying to do out there, and if we get that first pitch strike, we really can do anything from that. So just watch and see today if maybe Ian gets a little out of whack here. Manny said, you know, I'll pop up, go talk to him, just kind of settle him down a bit, because other than that, this is a guy he's really been looking forward to working with. And no, I will not be singing down here, Chip. That is not going to happen. But I have heard from Travis d'Arnaud that he's quite the jokester, Pena, and they just love having him around. A tremendous teammate, great energy. I know, watched him over here. He was one of those kind of, when Ozzy Albies came into the dugout, you know, really pumping him up. And so I think they really like having this guy around. And I've heard nothing but great things about his work ethic when it comes to the catchers meeting. So he's trying to get to know this staff, and today will be a big step in that direction here with Ian Anderson.
Kelly, great report. Thank you very much for that. Warm smell of colitas rising up in the air here in San Diego as that's in the dirt. Birdie, pitcher catcher trust, how long does that take? Is a short spring training enough for Manny Pena to be comfortable with this entire staff, and by extension the pitchers with him?
When you're a veteran like Pena is, yes. So they'll have no trouble getting on the page quickly.
Voit swings and misses. Padres #1 offensively in strikeouts, now with 88 of them to start the year. This is their 10th game.
Oh, BJ, this was a wiffle ball. Look at this changeup. My goodness, the action on that right there. Falls off the table very, very late. Looks just like the fastball. Hard to pick up behind the ear. Incredible pitch.
Great sequence there to Voit. You know this guy loves the fastball up in the zone. You keep everything down and everything slow to him.
This is Eric Hosmer. He's had a good series, and I think that sequence with Voit summed up exactly what Kelly was talking about with Manny Pena. If you can get strike one from Ian Anderson, you can do whatever you want. He's done that now to the first two hitters, Paul, in this second inning.
That's it, and specifically, what does slowing down look like? Staying back in your delivery. So you watch as he lifts his leg right here, staying back easy, and then making the pitch. He has a habit of rushing. Most pitchers do, and I told him, hey, buddy, you're going to be working on that the rest of your life.
And I would assume the same thing that hitters think, trying to get 5 hits in one at bat. You're probably trying to throw 9 innings of shutout ball with each inning you go when you're struggling like Ian has been lately.
That's it. And BJ, you can talk about this. If you rush as a hitter, that core leads, you kind of leak and you lose your power. Yeah, you can keep your hands back and slap one to right, but you really lose all that body strength, and the same thing on the mound.
Yeah.
So an encouraging start for Ian. 16 first inning pitches. He worked around a leadoff walk. He's got the leadoff man down here in the second. And he's ahead of Eric Hosmer. And missed up and away. It's an even count. Hosmer's playing like a guy that didn't want to be traded to the Mets. He's off to a terrific start, hitting .400, 3 RBIs. And that is foul at the plate. Hosmer's still alive. This guy's a terrific glove man. Signed a big contract when the Padres were still in the middle of their rebuild. And it's been said in some quarters here that the fans have really never taken to Hosmer because he hasn't put up the gigantic numbers that match the contract that they gave him. I don't know if that's fair or not.
There's so much more than just numbers as far as offensively. This guy brings a lot on the defensive side that gets overshadowed. He's a leader out there in that infield. But, yeah, he's not going to hit all the home runs, but I've seen this guy go gap to gap all day long and getting off to a great start this year to prove a lot of people wrong.
And on a team with Tatis and Machado, he doesn't have to be the guy. He just has to be one of them. But Anderson took care of him with a Another swinging strikeout. Jurickson Profar, the Padres left fielder, is the hitter with the bases empty. He's gone without a hit in this series as well. 5 up, 5 down for Anderson after that first inning walk. And right now that off-speed stuff is cooking.
Fantastic changeup right now from Ian Anderson. I hope it continues, and the Padres are taking some feeble swings so far. Ian Anderson, 5 straight first pitch strikes. That helps.
Well, that makes him efficient, because when he's ahead, he's in control.
It'll be a fun day if these keep coming.
9 wins for Anderson last year in 24 starts. You know what he did in the postseason for the Braves. And trying to get on a roll in start number 2 today. And Profar reached for that and fouled it away. Still no balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Atlanta. We're in the second. Ozzie Albies, a leadoff home run, the 9th career leadoff homer for the Braves second baseman. George Springer has the most leadoff homers in Major League Baseball since 2017. Ronald Acuna Jr. is second. Can't wait to see Ronald back for the Braves. The pitch. Out of play foul. Still a 2-strike count. And that's that effect of that changeup. From 87, keeps throwing it, and then he blisters 95, and Profar barely able to get around on it. So let's see what Ian has in store for us here with pitch number 32 coming. Didn't chase it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Changing speeds with that fastball. He's been 93, 94, and 95 in this at bat.
I'm very picky with this statement. The thing that I do not like about Anderson, he's the king of foul balls. They just, I want to see him put them away, and that's, I think, something we'll look forward to in his career as it goes along.
Is that part of why he's not as efficient as he should be?
It is part of it. Getting ahead is one thing, and then the next thing is developing that put away pitch, the swing and miss pitch. And he's got everybody's timing off so much they just get a piece of it. I want to see that nasty curve that just wipe out.
High fly ball, wallop deep right. If he kept it fair, it's long gone. He did. A big time bat flip for Profar. He carried the bat halfway down the first base line. Then he turned it loose with a game tying homer here in the second inning. So Ian got him to 2 strikes, but could not put him away, and that one a no-doubter to right.
This is the curveball, and it's just loopy and misses over the middle. Would love to see that bounce. That's the put away pitch we talked about. Profar finally times one up.
When that kid stays healthy, man, he's a good player, Profar. Just a knock on him, and he stays injured. But you can see the power right there. I mean, hanging curveball.
So Profar now with 3 homers, game tied 1 apiece. Matt Beatty, the native of Snellville, Georgia, digs in, former Dodger. And that's out of play foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. So back-to-back strikeouts started the inning for Ian. He got to 2 strikes quickly to Profar. Jurickson a good job to keep the sequence alive. And then got a mistake and didn't miss it.
Back to 1-2 again. Let's see him put him away here. Hopefully not too many foul balls.
Hasn't dialed that pitch in real consistently yet, has he? And that was the Problem for Ian against the Reds. His fastball was higher than high and didn't get many swings and misses on it. Followed by a changeup in the dirt. And in the blink of an eye, he's gone 3-2.
And this is so typical of what we see out of Ian. You know, he'll get ahead of a hitter, but then he'll start nibbling. And every batter gets to a full count. That's why his pitch counts always up after 5 innings.
But the equalizer there, Beatty couldn't resist. A strikeout to the side, but a Profar homer to right ties the game. Top of the order up for the Braves in the third. It's a 1-1 score. Quite a series for Ozzie Albies, wouldn't you say? Not one, not two, but 3 homers here at Petco Park. We're going to have to drag him kicking and screaming to the bus to head to L.A. after the game tomorrow.
And the great thing about it, he has 2 home runs from the right side, 2 from the left side. So showing that that left side is not weaker than the right. And that's something that he is trying to show everybody, that he can swing the bat from the left side and have a lot of success. And I love for him to continue to be aggressive. Don't try to change.
He's hot. That's brought to you by Texas Pete. Let's see if he can pick up another knock here. As we take a look at our StatCast 3D presented by Google Cloud, those are Ozzie's San Diego homers.
Got to be the strongest player in the game, pound for pound. And yes, I've seen Altuve as well, but this guy gets it done. A lot of jolt, plays second base with incredible energy. If he hits from the left side like he does the right.
Another shot to right. Beatty going back, though. He'll have room just at the edge of the warning track. And there's out number 1.
To complete my thought, look out. He'll be one of the best players in the game. When Ozzie comes up to the plate, BJ, you got to get what you're going to say in quick because he's swinging.
He is. But don't change. It's working.
Here's Matt Olson, an infield hit for the Braves first baseman. That'll bump up his on base. Up to 537 now. 1 homer, 1 RBI. You know those numbers are going to explode. There's a breaking ball in for a strike.
We've talked about him this series. He is locked in. Very good plate discipline. Doesn't swing at bad pitches. And as you know, BJ, such an important part of the game.
And Brian and I talked with Bob Melvin, the Padres manager, before game 1, and he said something I've never heard a manager say of a player. And he said of Matt Olson, whom he managed with the A's, that he was the perfect teammate. Loved managing him. He said he might have been his favorite player ever to manage while in Oakland, Brian, and he's had some good ones there.
He has this great work ethic. Not many holes in this guy's game. And that's something that he stressed. And if it was a hole, he was going to work it out, you know, by getting there early and just getting better and better. And I'm so happy he's getting off to a pretty good start this year.
And he's on base again. A 1-out walk. Second walk from Martinez. And the Braves threaten again here in the third with Austin Riley, who walked his first time up.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. He is just honed in. He doesn't swing at bad pitches. BJ, how do you do that? Do you practice plate discipline?
No. I've been practicing and it never works for me.
That's why he's sitting here, Bertie.
Exactly.
First pitch swing for Austin Riley. Abrams at short will drift into shallow left. 2 1-pitch outs for Martinez here in the third. He got Albies and now Riley. 2 outs for Ozuna, who was doubled up. He too, I think, swung at the first pitch.
Just get it back to Olson, though. I mean, you got to have a knack for that. You know, you got to have your zone, and if that ball's not in your zone, you're not going to swing, you know. And that's rare. I mean, Chipper did the same thing. Barry Bonds is one of those great hitters. So it's something that you just work on and get really good at.
I remember Barry Bonds said in batting practice, you're not only practicing swinging, you're practicing your takes off that BP coach. I thought, man, I've never heard that before. Brilliant.
No balls and a strike for Marcell Ozuna. Olson at first. Braves came within a foot of a 3-1 lead in this game. Manny Pena robbed at the center field fence by Trent Grisham. So 2 solo homers from natives of Curacao, Ozzie Albies and Jurickson Profar this afternoon. And Marcel spun out of that swing, and he's behind, tried to club a changeup. It's 1-2. Braves have out hit the Padres 3-1 in the game. The Bravos have left 2 men on base. San Diego 1.
It's nothing like robbing a home run, Paul. It's almost like hitting a home run.
And Ozuna says he tipped it into the dirt, but he's not going to get the call, and that's going to end the inning. Only the 4th strikeout for Marcel this year, and our game stays tied. A ton of Braves fans here in San Diego. They've seen a entertaining start. Game tied 1-1 as we head to the home third. Ian Anderson back to work. Birdie, he's our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
Ooh, how about these numbers at 23 years of age? Love it. High strikeout per 9 innings pitched. Everything else falls in line. Here's what I don't like.
Well, C.J. Abrams, you're going to like that, a 1-pitch out.
I really do. He's only received 2 runs of support or less in 11 of 16 career road starts. Hope that changes today.
Ian's pitched really well. He's gotten ahead of just about every hitter. Couldn't finish off Profar, who got a hanging curveball and didn't miss it. And he's got a tie game and back to the top of the order. Let's see if Manny Pena says anything to Trent Grisham. Like, come on, man. You can let that one go over the fence, don't you?
He was waiting for him. Grisham went around him.
It was a terrific catch and just bad luck for Manny. As I said, if he hit that ball 3 feet to the right from our vantage point, Grisham wouldn't have been able to catch it. So he took away a 2-run homer. Grisham off to a slow start at the plate, batting .135. We're told that batted ball by Pena would have been a home run in 11 other major league parks, but not here in San Diego. As he shot it toward the 396 sign.
And Chip, you talk about Grisham's struggles. Final 71 games last year, hit .210. First half was really good, so they need to see more of that first half that he had last year for them to be successful.
He's so good in center field, though. It's hard to take this kid out of the line.
No, I know. I just
popped up toward short. That'll spin toward Dansby. And that's the problem, right? He's a terrific defender. He will save you runs, but
Exactly.
the job of a leadoff guy is to get on base, and right now that's not happening for him.
And you look at his take ratio. He takes over 52% of the time. You know, that's amazing to me. But that's your leadoff guy. He's supposed to take a lot of pitches. But not Ozzie Albies.
he's not Ozzie.
Here's Austin Nola, Aaron's brother. Cool story on Nola. He converted to a catcher at age 27. And here he is. Hitting line drives all over the ballpark in this series. He hit one his first time up, but right at Marcel. That one letter high and a beauty. It's an even count. Pretty good middle infield combo at LSU with Nola and DJ LeMahieu.
That's just amazing to me, though. Being a shortstop for most of your career, and at 27, you playing in the big leagues as a catcher. Wow.
And was a very good defensive shortstop. So much so he moved LeMahieu over to second in his freshman year. That's how good he was defensively.
Yeah, he did the reverse Biggio. Craig Biggio was a catcher, then went to second, then to the outfield, then back behind the plate. And Nola will get back behind the plate after Ian Anderson just struck him out. 1-2-3 third inning. Good game. 1-1 our score. Adam Duvall was one of the Braves' hitting heroes last night. Boy, did they need this off Pierce Johnson. A shot into the left field corner. And with 2 outs, the Braves broke what was then a 2-2 tie. This is what Adam Duvall was so good at last year, driving in 2-out runs. As d'Arnaud came in and scored without a play, and the sword swipe for Adam Duvall as the Braves won 5-2. You mentioned it earlier, Paul. Adam Duvall with runners on versus bases empty. That's our player comparison brought to you by Landmark.
Look at the difference. This is astounding, BJ. A major league hitter. It's almost like he waits till guys gets on and then he focuses in. I don't know how or why, but we love it.
54 2-out RBIs for Adam Duvall last year. That is, as I said, an incredible gift to be able to do that.
I mean, that's clutch. And that's not easy to do. But for some reason, he locks in those critical moments of the ball game.
So you know what every fan's saying? Adam, just pretend the bases are loaded every time you're up there.
It's easy said than done. Believe me.
Nick Martinez making his second start for the Padres, has a 1-1 game. He's had base runners all over the place. And he might have another one as this ball's walloped toward right. That ball is off the warning track and off the base of the wall. Adam Duvall will stand at second base with an opposite field double. And it's the second two-base hit of the game for the Braves, who are in business here in the fourth inning.
Hopefully a good start to a big inning right here.
Absolutely.
Ball on the outer half of the corner of the plate. And Adam tries not to do too much with it. He just went with that pitch, and man, that's a bullet out there.
He heard us talking about him.
Yeah.
Take that, Bally Booth.
Won't be the last time. Runner at second, nobody out. Here's Dickerson. At the very least, he's got to get Duvall to third here in a tie game. He hit one into the shift and was retired in the second. And that's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, the Braves, a .328 hitting team with runners at second or third base. So by and large, this group has cashed in on their scoring opportunities. Atlanta's hit 10 homers this year. 9 of the 10 have been solo. This would be a perfect shot for a 2-run poke with the short porch and right looming. The pitch is popped out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Martinez doing a good job of staying away from Dickerson. He knows he cannot afford to throw a pitch inside and allow Alex to get Adam to third base. And this is, as a hitter, you got to know that coming up to the plate.
And he chased a collarbone high fastball and can't advance the runner. Dickerson 0 for 2. That is strikeout number 3 for Martinez, and 1 man down. Dansby's the hitter. He picked up the first Braves double. Sharply hit ball to left. He challenged Profar and was thinking double out of the box and slid in just ahead of the tag. Braves, though, left him standing there in the second inning. 1-1 game, and Albies leadoff homer. The Braves run. And when Martinez has missed, that's been the spot.
Hopefully Dansby got the monkey off his back that last at bat. Really get something going. Drive the ball the other way here.
Rolled toward Machado. He'll look the runner back. Runner at second, nobody out. Now runner at second, 2 outs. And before Eddie Rosario tries to pick up a 2-out hit, here's a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
So a strikeout and ground out turns the inning over to Rosario, who is 1 for 24 at the plate. Say it all the time, just takes 1 knock to turn things around. Maybe this is that time for Eddie.
This would be a good time to just spread out. Just spread out.
Is that what you do?
Yeah,
You're
you
struggling?
Just spread out and use your hands. Keep the body out of it.
What does that enable you to do specifically?
Well, it just tries to keep you stabilized in the middle, where you're not going to lean one way or the other. You rely on your hands so much.
It's almost like an 0-2 approach.
0-2 approach.
Okay.
Perfect.
You're talking Michael Young right there. I hated that. He had big stride his first two, and he gets late in the count. He would spread out nice and easy, not try to do too much.
Big hole the other way for Rosario if he can fill it. They may not give him much to hit. You've got right-hand hitting Manny Pena waiting on deck, but Pena has one of the hardest hit balls of the game for the Braves. It nearly turned into a home run. Let's see if Rosario knows the situation. 3 balls, no strikes. That was generous. 3-1. And ball 4. So Rosario aboard. The inning continues. 3rd walk for Martinez. He only walked 1 in his first 5-inning outing against the Giants this year. Braves have had plenty of base runners. 7 of them now in the game. And they've scored 1 time. Gotta make him pay right here if you can. 2 on, 2 out for Pena.
Manny had a really good approach his first at bat, stand back. Got a pitch out over the plate, and I thought it was gone. Hopefully he can duplicate that at bat. But get it over this time, Chip.
Right there, a strike. This was Manny's result in his 2nd inning at bat.
Went down, got that low curve ball. Man. God, almost had your first home run as an Atlanta Brave.
What does that feel like? Have you robbed a few of those?
Yes, I have. It feels good. Really good.
0-2.
How does it feel as a pitcher when you see that happen?
Oh my gosh, you're so excited. I mean, you go from despair to total joy. You tackle your teammate in the dugout. Brian Jordan said he could dunk yesterday. I questioned him for a minute, but then he had proof to back it up. So I guess if you can dunk, you can really get up and rob a few that are up there. Who was your favorite one?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Sharply hit right side on an 0-2 count. Here comes Adam Duvall. And Manny Pena breaks the tie. Good piece of hitting with 2 strikes. And justice is served for the Braves catcher. His first Atlanta hit drives in a run. And Ian Anderson and the Braves fellas are back in front.
That's what I love to see. Take what the pitcher gives you. Don't try to do too much. A ball away. You have the shift on. Easy ground ball. Scores a run. Man, getting it done.
So let me correct myself. It was a 1-2 count, but a productive result for the Braves catcher. Now Ozzie bats. 1st and 3rd, 2 away. Braves are back in front. And Ozzie pops the first one to the left side. And no play for Manny Machado.
Kelly, were you close?
I was. He rose back. This poor guy. He's just not, oh, he's so disappointed in himself. He thought he had it for his son, and then it missed. So it went to another sweet little girl down here, though. But you can see he's just beside himself that he didn't have that catch. Oh, sorry. I find that so entertaining.
Swing and a miss for Ozzie, especially. Is the kid giving his dad some grief? Like, yeah, really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Come on, Dad.
But I will say this little kid that, Dad, don't feel too bad. His kid's so cute. He came up here to the corner earlier today, and Ozuna did hand him a ball. So he's not going home empty-handed,
well,
okay?
That's good. And he's got a story he can.
Yeah, Dad's just got to work on it.
Yeah.
Now they have something to do after school each day.
Yeah, bad fielding crowd down there. It's not the kid's fault. No balls, 2 strikes.
Great Braves crowd on hand, though, this weekend, I have to say.
Ozzie took a shot the other way, and he hit it close enough to Machado, and that'll retire the side. Good approach for Pena and Albies, but Manny's single unlocks a tie.
For the best coverage in the game, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. How about the USS Carl Vinson Navy battleship that our team got to check out the other day? That's the Admiral room right there, commanding officer. Fighter jet, that's an F-18, BJ, that's dirty.
Wow.
There's 4 acres on the top where planes land. Carries 900 troops, 70 fighter jets, 2 nuclear reactors on board. And when you walk out on that deck, I'm going to tell you the chills, hair on the back of your neck stands up. That is a bad dude right there.
Did you guys ask for an airplane ride?
I did, but it didn't have wings. It was just for training missions. So
it'd be a short
we
flight.
Wouldn't have gone very far. Yeah. But who gets to do that? Thank you so much for that tour. It was fantastic.
San Diego, obviously a fantastic military town. You can go across the big bridge to Coronado and watch SEAL training in the morning if you want. Remarkable young men and women, 18, 19, 20 years old, putting on the uniform to keep all of us safe. And they draw great crowds with the military. In fact, their home opener, they had 200-something sailors carry out the American flag in a beautiful pregame ceremony. And old Jack Murphy Stadium, even here on weekends, they'll have the Navy guys in the left field side of the ballpark. They'll have the Army, they'll have the Marines, and they'll all start trying to out-chant each other with their fight songs and the like. It's a great atmosphere here at the home of the Padres. As Manny Machado, the hitter, he has been off stride pretty much all day long to this point from Ian Anderson, who has a lead. As Paul said, he's got a lot of tight ball games on the road, and he's got a tough inning here in the 4th with Machado leading off. And a little low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cronenworth and Voit to follow for the Padres. And that's banged foul, still 2-2. One more game here tomorrow. That'll be the Sunday night game. Bryce Elder will face Yu Darvish. And then the Braves will get on the bus and head up to Los Angeles and start a 3-game series with the Dodgers. They'll reunite with Freddie Freeman, Oscar Inoa, Max Fried, and Charlie Morton lined up. On the ground to third. Tricky hop. Riley, a great play to Rob Machado. Again, Austin Riley counting postseason play, 1 error in 70-odd games or so. That was not easy, but he made it look that way. Terrific play.
1 Gold Glove to another right here. Machado, Riley. Great job. It all pays off when you work out every day taking ground balls from Ron Washington. He just continues to get better and better defensively at third base.
A lot of people would have gone over to the side, let that play down, scooted back. Riley attacked that ball, took the short hop. That's not an easy play for a backhand for sure. He made it look that way.
Cronenworth grounded out his first trip to the plate.
BJ, you asked about home runs as a pitcher, what it feels like when you see a play like that gets you fired up on the hill.
Oh, man.
And you got to feel good when you just got Machado out.
Smack towards center and deep. Duvall going back, checks the wall and has a couple of steps of room. Cronenworth waited back, but the park big enough to hold that. So the near home run balls, BJ, are even in the game.
The ball did a great job getting back almost to the wall. Feeling for that wall, knowing how close he is. Give him a lot of credit. You know, this guy played the corners most of his career and was asked to play center field, and he's done a great job for the Braves. Gold Glover out there.
That's an area where analytics, I think, has made an impact on the defensive side of things. With all the shifts and all the pull hitters we see in the game, it seems, Brian, that the prototypical Andrew Jones, Ken Griffey Jr., Willie McGee, or Vince Coleman center fielder isn't necessarily what you need in today's game. I don't know if you buy that or not.
I don't buy that. Ask Paul Bird being a pitcher, you want your best defender out there in center field, because at the end of the day, analytics or no analytics, you got to be able to cover some ground and make some plays and give the ball a lot of credit. He's been that guy for the Braves so far.
1-1 pitch. And Voit didn't get that. This guy does not get cheated. He is trying to hit it over the Giants scoreboard here at Petco Park. But the point about Adam, he gets just about everything hit his way. Gold Glover. As the 1-2 count just missed.
Well, I mean this with the most respect, Adam Duvall, type 1 diabetes, and Eli was telling me how tough center field is. It can wear you out a little bit. So that was another concern long term, but Adam Duvall did not show signs of that affecting him at the end of last year or the start of this.
A swing and a miss. Ian Anderson with a shutdown inning. He has struck out 5. He's allowed 1 hit and 2 base runners. He's looking good, and so are the Braves.
Top 5 we go here in San Diego. Braves with a 2-1 lead over the Padres, and Matt Olson leading things off this inning. Of course, we've seen what he can do defensively over at first place, and even this afternoon, whether it was Austin Riley or Adam Duvall, they're in center, some great defensive plays. But a couple nights ago, it was not the same story, certainly. And I know Matt Olson, there was a play late in the game, guys, where we saw him kind of bobble a ball at first place. And this is a guy who saved 6 runs last year defensively, 2-time Gold Glover, and certainly was not happy with himself. Ozzy standing next to me saying, who? That guy over there on first, Ozzy. Yeah, shaking his head. Matt Olson. Well, he was out the next day along with Ozzy, of course, working with Wash. And I just think it has to be pointed out that not only is he working with them, right, on defensive things, but he was talking Matt up. You know, hey, you knew you should have had that one. And you're, I can't say it, it's a little too colorful, but you're a total bad dude. And, you know, now that just gives you a moment to reset, and then that won't happen again maybe all season, or it may not happen until July. And I think there's so much more than just the work he's doing with them right out there. And BJ, you can attest to that. It's all builds them up.
Yeah, it goes back.
Fly ball well hit. Profar going back at the wall. Matt Olson, an opposite field home run. His second is a Brave. That extends the lead as we start the 5th. Yeah, he's got the sword swipe working as he rounds third.
I think Kelly talked him up. Talked about his defense so much that he got mad and hit a bomb. Apo Taco.
Such a sweet swing, jumping on that high fastball. That's what he works on. He brings the tee, and he brings the little machine that throws really hard, sits at 10 feet away. He was ready for the high heat, and I love the fact that he hit it the opposite field. He did that chop with confidence, Chip.
He sure did.
Like he knew what he was doing.
He learns quickly.
So 2 solo homers for the Braves. They lead 3-1 now. Austin Riley, the batter. And that catches a corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
What a timely story by Kelly. Talking about his defense, talking about his work ethic.
There's a bullet hit to Machado. And a perfect throw from Manny. That takes care of Austin, who's 0 for 2, 1 man down.
Talking about that defense, I was talking to shortstop Walt Weiss down there and Ron, and they're saying when you're on the infield and you have a ball, it's like 50-50, you're charging it. They said if you have a good first baseman, you'll let it go, you'll throw it. But if you have a shaky first baseman, you'll eat it. And you'll miss a chance on some plays because you don't want to give a guy a double. So a lot of little things like that I didn't even think about that give infielders confidence.
Ozuna's hit into a double play and struck out. And he's not seeing eye to eye with the home plate umpire on this strike zone. He thought that the strikeout pitch in the 3rd inning was tipped and into the dirt, but didn't get the call. So now he's down a strike. And he unloads to deep left field. There's a no-doubter. Bombs away for Atlanta GA. 2 homers here in the 5th inning. Ozuna has his 3rd of the year. BJ, one of your Ford keys, 2, 3, 4 hitters. They've got 2 homers today.
Getting it done. You fool me once, you're not going to fool me twice. He jumped on that curveball early. He rolled over for a ground ball. He comes back with it. And here we go. Yeah. In the upper tank.
That ball wasn't slowing down either. My goodness, if you got a seat in the Western Metal Supply Company building, be careful.
So 3 solo homers for the Braves. Albies, Olson, Ozuna. As Nick Martinez a little rattled here in the game. Ian Anderson now with a 3-run lead in the 5th inning of Game 3 of this series. Atlanta now 12 homers, 11 solos, but they all count. And Ian Anderson will take 3 or 4 more solos if he can get them. The Braves just keep adding on. A single run in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 2 here in the 5th with 1 man out. And the Padres bullpen starts to go to work.
Third time through the lineup. You figured Martinez out. Better at bats by the Atlanta Braves offense.
And Duvall takes a walk after the 2nd home run of the inning. Adams aboard for the 2nd time in the game. And Alex Dickerson's coming up. 4 walks for the Atlanta offense in the game. And a visit. And as San Diego regroups, let's enjoy a quick message from Marietta Toyota.
In Marietta, businesses come and go, and some remain and grow. Visit us at MariettaToyota.com to learn why it's always better in Marietta.
Two homers for Matt Olson, 4 homers for Ozzie Albies, 3 homers for Marcell Ozuna on the season. The Braves today are trying to get back to 500, trying to win their first day game of the year. And as I said last night, this you hope will be the pattern. Just build leads, and then with this deep and experienced and very effective bullpen, you can make it a 6-inning game. We're in the 5th at Petco today. Here's Alex.
I'd like to see Alex right here get his first home run out of the way as an Atlanta Brave.
He's hit the ball way better than that batting average. Just doesn't have a lot to show for it.
Had 13 home runs last year for San Francisco.
Didn't get that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dansby Swanson waits next. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Braves have out-hit the Padres 7-1. The one San Diego hit, the Profar homer that tied the game in the second inning.
Wow, Martinez is painting the outside. He's getting that pitch. That's off the plate, though.
I agree.
Bouncing ball, tricky hop Hosmer. A strike to second for one. The return to first is in time. Dickerson and the Braves are doubled up in the fifth, but Atlanta doubles their pleasure with 2 solo home runs.
You can attest
and
to that.
Olsen hits one a long way the other way for his second in a Braves uniform. Marcell Ozuna then followed with 1 out. He unloads and hits his third. Ian Anderson and the Braves slashing their way in Game 3 of the series. Braves country celebrate 3 of the best Braves pitching legends with the Cy Young Bobblehead Series, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Our first giveaway is Tuesday, April 26th, honoring Greg Maddux and his 4 Cy Youngs. The first 15,000 fans through the gates will get a Maddux bobblehead. Get your tickets today at Braves.com. We need to do a bobblehead with Greg's beautiful sweater that we've shown over the years. As Ian Anderson goes to work in the 5th inning, he has set down 7 straight, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 homer.
Well, speaking of Greg Maddux, how about this changeup that Ian Anderson has featured today? It's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's had him completely and totally off stride, and maybe that extra bullpen session, Paul, helped Ian get going. A little shaky to start. All started thinking, oh, here we go after a leadoff walk, but since then, he's been in complete control.
He's been outstanding, and I do notice a difference in the delivery.
What's different?
Just him staying back. And you want to work fast, so when you say slow the game down, you don't, like right here, you get the ball, you get on the rubber, you get your sign, and then you go slow, deliberate with the mechanics. And I see when he comes set, he's staying back longer. It's translated to better stuff and even a better changeup, what I don't know he necessarily needed. But and then he's thrown first pitch strikes. He's been ahead.
And he got another man to flail away. Eric Hosmer has struck out twice. Again, the Padres offense has got a lot of holes in it right now. They're up to 93 strikeouts in their first 10 games.
And that changeup, Hosmer's been around. He's a great player. He's a lefty off a righty who's seen a lot of changeups. And he was clueless, BJ.
Yeah. I think you said it, though. The key is he's getting ahead of hitters. And that's something that Ian struggled all last year, getting ahead of hitters, pitching from behind, and getting into a lot of trouble.
Profar has the only hit for the Padres, and it left the ballpark. The shame of that was Anderson got ahead of him with 2 strikes, but it was a handful of foul balls that kept the at-bat alive, and then a hanging breaking ball ended up in the seats in right.
Chip, you asked me about what has he done and what are you seeing and things like that. And another thing I want to give a shout out to Ian about is a lot of times hitters will, or pitchers will work on something in the pen and then not bring it into the game. A certain pitch or a certain thing, and they get in the game, it speeds up on them and they don't do what they've worked on. Ian Anderson is showing me.
Profar to right. Rosario running catch knee high at the line. That was a good play. And I think as much as Eddie needs a hit, he also needs a good game defensively. That'll help him. 2 out.
Excellent jump right here, seeing the ball right off the bat. Chasing this ball, you know, from a left-hand hitter, you know it's going to dial down, run toward the line, and he knew that. Kept his eyes on the ball. We saw him miss one the other day. He followed that ball right in the glove.
Matt Beatty struck out his first time up. And that's corked to center, right at Duvall, and Ian Anderson is breezing. He's qualified for the win. Braves lead 4-1 after 5.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet only from Xfinity. And by the All-South Highway Safety Team. Play it safe. Slow down.
Everything coming up sunny for the Braves in San Diego to this point. 4-1 game after 5 innings here at Petco Park. One more game with the Padres here, then they'll come to Atlanta for their lone visit to Truist Park May 13th through the 15th. Good tickets are available. Come on out and see the Braves take on Manny Machado and the playoff hopeful San Diego Padres in Atlanta, Georgia. Nick Martinez is done after 4 runs over 5 innings, including 3 homers. He'll give way, fellas, to veteran Craig Stammen.
Stammen, good fastball, pitched the other night. Sinks tails 90 to 94. Throws a lot of fastballs for strikes, 72%. That's a good matchup for Dansby, who likes to hunt fastballs.
Dansby's doubled in 2 trips today. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Braves, 3 solo homers. Got a note from Braves Vice President of Communications Beth Marshall, who tells us a huge Braves fan. Vernice Harvey watching the game in Austell, Georgia. Vernice is 102 years young, and this is her favorite player, Dansby Swanson. So Vernice, hope you're enjoying the broadcast. She never misses one. And she has to be liking what Atlanta's doing today in Game 3, up 4-1.
How about Dansby hitting a double for Vernice today?
There you go.
Already.
102, what's the secret?
Watching Braves baseball, of course.
Is that it?
Ball keeps you young. 4-1 game.
Love it.
Here at Petco Park, the pitch. And that's fouled away. It's, I believe, a strike. Board has it as ball 2. Not sure if Dansby tipped that or not. There we go. Yeah, it was fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball, well hit to left. That ball is down at the base of the wall. Dansby on his way to second again. He'll slide in with his second double of the game. He's coming to life. His first 2 hits of this series have come today, and the Braves hope to add on in the 6th.
Perfect timing. Beth Marshall sending that out to you, Chip. A second double for Vernice.
Do not throw a fastball into Dansby and miss at all. He eats those for lunch.
That's a good sign for Dansby. Turning on that fastball. Not in between anymore. Letting it go.
Well, let's see if Rosario can have a productive at bat. He walked last time, made a terrific running catch in the bottom of the 5th inning. And if struggles offensively carry over defensively, I would assume the opposite's true. You make a good play, maybe you feel a little more confident at the plate. Let's see if that's the case for Eddie, who's 1 for 24 to start the year.
Well, his last at bat, he took a walk. He was able to see some pitches, so hopefully he'll stay back and get a good pitch to hit.
We saw the best of Eddie Rosario in postseason play last year. 14 hits in that series against the Dodgers. That was just unbelievable. And a good take there. It's ball 2.
And a lot of times, guys, that happens. You know, you come to a new team, you have a terrific postseason, and you sign a new deal. Now expectations are on you. And you go out to start the season, you try too hard. And again, Snit said, he's never gone through something like this. So it affects everybody differently.
Stammen hasn't been close. 3 balls, no strikes.
And we always say, go back to the bubblegum card, because he'll be there at the end of the season.
Eddie was the second player to homer in his first regular season and postseason at bat. The first player to do that was Gary Gaetti. He was a terrific infielder with the Minnesota Twins, later with the Chicago Cubs.
My teammate with the Cardinals.
Cardinals, too. Fans are trying to get the wave started, but it's a mere ripple as they've been quieted by 3 Atlanta homers. That's sunk out of sight. And now a full count.
I had to keep that front side in. You can see him open that shoulder up and drag the bat through the zone. Gotta stay close.
Ozzie just came out and told Pena something. They may have something on Stammen.
Now it's 3-2. Little roller right side. Race to the bag, and Rosario slides in safely. That's the perfectly productive play. Infield hit, runners first and third with nobody out. And that snaps an 0 for 15 at the plate for Eddie Rosario.
And that's a great sign. You know, 3-2 count. Wasn't a great swing, but you put the ball in play, and you are running out of the box. Good hustle there by Eddie. Has a walk, he has a single.
San Diego is challenging the safe call at first base.
A little late break by Stammen to get to the first base bag, and Rosario with the slide did slow down a touch. And the safe call benefits the Braves for the moment, but as you heard, San Diego's going to challenge here in the 6th inning.
BJ, what do you got on the feet first slide into first base?
I didn't like that because it slowed him down. You could see him slow down and try to gather himself to slide. Well, if you keep that speed going and run through the bag, that's a tough angle there.
San Diego fans think he's out.
I think he's out too. I may have to reverse that one.
Interesting. I'm not seeing any of the umpires look at the giant replay board in left. They're all staring back toward us at the press box. Just out of curiosity, you'd want to see it in replay, wouldn't you think? So safer out to be determined.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is out. San Diego will retain their challenge.
So take away the hit for Rosario. However, as you guys said, he put the ball in play, and it's still at least a productive result.
Exactly. No outs.
Third.
Getting Swanson over to third base is important.
Well, here's the man that swung the bat about as well as you can today. Manny Pena's hit it hard twice. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. The RBI came in the 4th. Down 3 runs now. The Padres will bring the infield in with Swanson 90 feet away. Nola's got to be on his toes. Anything to the backstop, and you might see Swanson come scrambling home. 1 ball, no strikes.
Situation where I would take that same swing as his last at bat. Painting the outside corner. Find that hole right there, second base again.
Stammen throwing sinkers, a heavy sinker in the low 90s, trying to get that good ground ball, let his infield work. I love the matchup.
That's driven foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The sinker baller, if you're at the plate, you have to make him get it up if you have any chance to get it in the air. If you swing at that sinker at the knees, it's so hard to lift it.
One advantage, I guess, with that heavy sinker and the infield in, a lot of angles for Pena to maybe bounce one through. Let's see if he can put it in play behind in the count again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Machado backs up at third. Pitch. And a good stop.
Yeah, that's interesting to see Machado play back. Everybody else has moved in. But he has such a good arm. I guess it don't matter at some point. Hard hit ball to you.
First
still
pitch.
Go home.
Yeah, first pitch he was in, and they moved him back.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Good take. Full count. Both bullpens are quiet for the moment. Stammen piling up the pitches. He's thrown 15 and has 1 out. Little flare down the right field line. In foul ground. Great catch. Dansby's going to tag. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's off target. The grab in foul ground by Beatty, and as he neared the wall, he couldn't turn it loose and nab Dansby Swanson. Pena puts it in play on a pop out in foul ground. He's credited with a sac fly, and the Braves have their 5th run.
This is a good battle at the plate by Pena. That's a nasty pitch down and away. He just gets the bat out there, gets it in the air. Good play by Matt Beatty, but that's one of those decisions whether you say, should I let it drop? You got the speed on third base. Great job by Dansby. Good jump. And it made it look easy.
And once Beatty starts to dive a little bit for that, he knows he's got no play at home. I'm really glad he caught that ball.
So the Braves cash in the Swanson double. He scores his first run of the game. And boy, the Braves, yes, with some power, but fundamental baseball, taking their walks, moving runners up the last couple of games, adding on. It's now a 4-run lead.
You guys see what just happened right there? Ozzie did not swing at the first pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike. Stammen at 18 pitches. And taken low.
I was just handed this phenomenal note since Albies debuted in 2017. Most hits on the first pitch of a plate appearances. He's number 4 with 311. Castellanos at 3. Altuve 347 at 2. And our friend Freddie Freeman 355, number 1.
High in the air toward right center. Beatty and Grisham converge. It'll be Trent Grisham. And the Braves are done in the 6th. They cash in a leadoff double. They extend the lead. Braves 5, Padres 1. Well, guys, Ian Anderson has such a great postseason pedigree. He pitched terrific baseball at times last year. After a rough one in the opener for him, needed this one today, Bertie.
No, he's fantastic. Only giving up 1 hit on the day. Padres have been baffled every single batter except Profar. And I got to love the 6 strikeouts and the 71 pitches, BJ.
I love Ian getting ahead of most hitters today.
We heard Kelly's report earlier in the game. That was the game plan from Manny Pena. Get ahead, and then with the arsenal Anderson has, he can pretty much do what he wants, and he has toyed with the Padres hitters in this game. Anderson has struck out 6. He has retired 10 in a row. San Diego has had a leadoff walk, the Profar homer, and that's it offensively in this game.
And here again, 0-2 count to Abrams.
But yeah, I saw you talking with CJ's dad before the game today.
Oh, what a great guy. Him from Roswell, Georgia. They're huge Braves fans. And just excited to come see his son. He was the first call. He said, my son is a man of few words. And he said, Dad, I'm going to the show.
He didn't mean the new Batman movie, did he? He meant going to the major leagues, right? And he's here. Look, let's be honest. He's here because Tatis is injured. They like his glove. They've got Hae-Sung Kim who can play short. And when Tatis comes back, we'll see if Abrams can stick. But a real impressive young man. And yeah, obviously root for the Atlanta guys when they're not playing the Braves. So we'll follow CJ.
As Dad said, all he's played is shortstop all his life, and he played a couple of innings in spring training in the outfield, and next thing you know, he's starting in right field yesterday.
Probably got, what, 12 fly balls in his whole life.
Exactly.
He's in right field in the big league game.
And to make us feel old, he's the first player born in the 2000s to play for the Padres. Wow. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ooh. A little tight. 2-2. And Anderson got him with that changeup. That is his out pitch, and he has used it beautifully in this game. That is strikeout number 7.
Delivery behind the ear, and after 95 up, which you have to be ready for, it just disappears, BJ. It's just not there.
Anderson's career high in strikeouts is 9. He's done that 3 times. He last turned the trick in September of last year against the Marlins. And that'll be Ian's next opponent, one would presume, when we get back to Atlanta at the end of this road trip. Here's Grisham. And he didn't get it. Strike 1. Grisham's walked and popped out. First San Diego player with a Gold Glove since the immortal Chase Headley here in San Diego.
Almost identical pitches there. 94 on the first, 93 fastball right down the middle.
Tried to get him to expand his zone, didn't. And the count 1-2. A win today would get the Braves to 5-5. It would drop the Padres to 5-5. One more here tomorrow night Eastern time. That's neck high and a 2-2 count. Colin McHugh getting ready. Should there be any trouble at all? And that's the beauty of the Braves bullpen. You have multi-inning guys and you have multiple closers. Lifted to the left for the Braves radio booth and just out of reach.
Anderson at 83 pitches. 3 more pitches than Kershaw the other day.
Kershaw taken out after a perfect game, but later said it was the right decision. He'd not thrown 80 pitches in any of his spring outings. As this one on the ground, top spin roller to Ozzie, and that's out number 2. We will see Kershaw Monday night in Los Angeles. The MLB Ballpark app completes your next visit to Truist Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. 12 up, 12 down for Anderson. And here's Nola. Boy, it'd be nice for Ian to get through 6 clean innings. Got stretched out a bit, as Paul said. He's at 84. And Pena framed that nicely. No balls and a strike.
This is so refreshing to see how Ian bounced back from his last start, getting ahead of every hitter. Looks like he has that confidence back.
We say it all the time. You don't really want to believe what you see in the spring, but you had to be concerned with what you saw in the spring. Ian got just 8 innings, but gave up 7 earned runs down in Northport. And then after the first start against the Reds, you wondered, well, is he ready? Is he ready to go? I think he's answered that question, Paul, in the affirmative today.
No, you're right. And when you have a young pitcher who, I don't want to say he's just a 2-pitch pitcher, as we just saw a curveball there, but primarily fastball changeup, you say, okay, are they going to figure him out? What are they going to do to game plan to give him trouble. And so you're right in spring training, but he's shown that it doesn't matter. He's still okay.
And now you wonder how much gas is left in the tank. He sees the finish line here. He's fallen behind 3-1 to Nola. You don't want to face Machado with a man aboard. He could make things a little closer than we'd like as he waits on deck. In a 5-1 game, pitch lined into the gap in right center field. So Nola got ahead in the count, and Anderson gives up just his second hit of this ball game. And I think that's going to be the last man he faces. Snit's going to go with a fresh arm here. But what a performance from Ian Anderson. He retired 12 of the last 13 hitters he faced in the game, gave up just 2 hits, and he'll get big pats on the back as Atlanta's in command in the late innings in San Diego. 5-1 your score. Colin McHugh is on in the San Diego 6th.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist, when you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Beautiful day in San Diego, Bertie. Braves in command. They've hit 3 homers. Ian Anderson terrific through 5 2/3 innings of work.
Outstanding. And that's called a conning tower on a Navy aircraft carrier ship. Shout out to Air Warfare Navy officer Dan Mintzner, who gave us that tour. He's a member of TACRON 11. And BJ, in that tower right there, that's where they give all the orders on what to do. And other than that tower, there's only 3 small windows on the whole ship.
Wow.
And in that tower, there's a big seat called the Air Boss, and they're in charge of the whole thing, 900 troops.
That sounds like our producer, Gretchen Caney.
Well, she is the on-air boss.
As Colin McHugh is in, and Manny Machado didn't get it. A cutter, strike 1 to Machado.
And Chip, she sat in that seat and she didn't want to leave. And it took me a while to figure out why.
Did you say 3 windows?
3 windows on the whole ship.
You'd love it, BJ.
Oh, claustrophobic, man. I would be done.
No?
I was just telling you, Kelly was ready to get off the ship soon. She was like, hey, I'm just done. That's what I learned, that Kelly was a little claustrophobic. So Kelly will never be getting in an MRI machine in the near future if she couldn't handle that ship.
Machado is 0 for 2. He's popped out and grounded out. McHugh trying to finish the inning. And Manny Pena with a nice stop. 2 balls and a strike. Cronenworth waits on deck. We're in the 6th inning, just past 3 o'clock local time in San Diego. Rick Kranitz and Ian Anderson, big smiles on the Braves dugout bench after a terrific comeback performance in today's play. Popped up behind home plate. Pena gives chase, but that's out of play, and the fans battle for a souvenir. Just 2 hits allowed by Ian in his first start against the San Diego Padres.
You see him turn and work on a delivery in the dugout right there, just talking about it still. So he's excited about the adjustment he made, and we'll see if McHugh can finish him off. Tough hitter right here, BJ.
Hey, Ian got him out twice. That's hard to do.
Especially in this series. Did he go? He didn't. Machado entered play today with 8 hits and 10 at-bats against the Braves, including a home run. 5-hit game the other night. First time he's had a 9-inning 5-hit game. The other one was in an extra inning game where he picked up 5 knocks. Machado at .368 for his batting average in the early going. Braves play behind Nola at first. Now the full count with 2 outs. There he goes. And Machado swung and missed. Colin McHugh comes in and slams the door. And here we go. The Braves bullpen keeps on racking up the strikeouts. McHugh takes care of Machado, who's 0 for 3. And the Braves maintain their 5-1 lead. Had good luck on their Western road trips the last couple of years, in large part because they're hitting home runs. Matt Olson got things going for the Braves. Ozzie Albies has hit a homer. Marcell Ozuna's gone deep. A 3-homer attack for the Braves, who lead by a 5-1 score. And Brian, one of your keys to the game was the 2-3-4 hitters for Atlanta. Let's update that. Our Synovus Get There feature of today's game.
Getting it done in every category. Look at the average, 340, but the OPS to me is more important. Guys are getting on base with walks. And how about Ozuna, Riley, and Olsen with the power, the extra bases, getting it done. They were tied with Philadelphia, but they take the lead now.
And so a no pitcher out there for San Diego with 2-3-4 coming up for the Braves in the 7th. This is Nabil Crismatt, who made his season debut as a starter on Sunday, a last-minute assignment. That's when Blake Snell came up with that adductor strain and had to go to the injured list. Gave up 2 hits in an inning and a third. He's a reliever by trade. He's seen the Braves a handful of times. 3 appearances last year, one of them really good for Atlanta. 4 runs in a third of an inning pitched. So he's the 3rd hurler for the Padres today. Nick Martinez, Craig Stammen, and now Crismatt in the 7th. Another good day for Matt Olson. He's singled, he's walked, he's homered, he's scored a run. On base, fellas, 3 more times.
Showed his speed today, legging out an infield hit.
I think I got him going. 0-2. And that handcuffed Nola. I think it's got to be real relaxing for Matt in this regard. When he was in Oakland, I think he had to be the guy offensively. With this team, nope, just has to be one of the guys. When you think about Acuna and Ozuna and Albies and Riley and Swanson when he gets hot, this is a team that's going to score tons of runs. He could probably afford to let the game come to him at the plate. And it's certainly showing early. It's very comfortable. Fouled away. Good cut.
Another thing about what you're talking about, Chip, he's going to get protection from Riley, Ozuna, and others. So if I'm a pitcher and you're the only guy, I'm not going to throw you strikes. I'm going to pitch around you, and you can't do that on this team.
Wait until Acuna comes back.
And he's about to go off on a rehab assignment, which is great to hear. Olsen checked his swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You talk about a caged panther. I'm sure Ronald Acuna Jr. has been ready to go for weeks.
That's a good analogy right there.
2-2. On the ground, but into the shift. And the peg to first will take care of Olsen. That's the first time the Padres have retired him in the game. And Austin Riley is coming up. Riley's walked, popped out, and grounded out in the game. Two crisp and clean games for the Braves after a disappointing outcome in the opener here in San Diego. It's the Padres home opener. San Diego played very well. The Braves didn't have a good day, but they played a super game last night. And today, it's all come together very well in a 5-1 score.
Well, I'm giving them a pass that first game, trying to adjust to the East Coast, West Coast thing. It takes a day.
Strike 3, a sinker. And Riley's caught looking. 4 out, number 2.
And I'm speaking from experience. Back in the day, going from the East Coast to the West Coast, it took a day to really get back in sync on the field.
So we'll talk about the continuation of this Western trip on the stretch presented by Synovus. Still some unfinished work today and tomorrow with the Padres, but another big emotional series coming up beginning Monday with the LA Dodgers.
Do you realize we could see Kenley Jansen close it out in a Braves uniform against Freddie Freeman hitting in a Dodgers uniform? BJ, would you have said that in January?
No way. Not possible.
Kenley got his first Braves save here last night. On the ground, Machado behind the bag. Long throw, and Hosmer dug it out. Time to stretch. Braves retired in order. Middle of the Padres order is coming up. Let's send it back to our Atlanta studios for the stretch. Park in San Diego with Paul Bird and the 6th best two-way sports guy in the last 50 years, according to the Bleacher Report, the one and only two-sport man, Brian Jordan. 6th place.
Oh, that's awful, man. I told you. Rodney Dangerfield of two-sport athletes, man. I got skaters in front of me.
Skaters and snowboarders. Who made this?
Wow.
Who made this poll up, dude?
Awful.
I don't know. I don't know.
They don't know you won the dunk contest as
They
well. You're a
don't.
three-sport man.
That is awful.
Bo Jackson 1, Dion 2, Shaun White 3, Clara Hughes 4, and Charlie Ward 5, Brian Jordan 6.
Charlie Ward in front of me. Man.
You didn't dunk enough, I guess. Is the
I
problem.
guess. You're right. You're right.
Hey, but top 6 isn't too shabby, huh?
I need to take up snowboarding and show those guys I can do that too.
And you're going to be a two-way player on Monday, we understand, as we will have Braves Live from Los Angeles on Tuesday, correct?
On Tuesday, yes we are. Yeah.
So that'll be exciting.
A little double time once again. Paul, you'll be joining me.
I'll be there.
And so will Max Fried and Walker Buehler. That's the matchup in L.A. Colin McHugh back to work.
Utility man of the broadcast. Just tell me where you need me. And I'll try my best.
And Kelly will be hosting the show.
Nice. Taking our show to L.A.
Another strike to Jake Cronenworth, who's 0 for 2 in the game. We're still going to get Kelly to sing Hotel California before this road trip's over.
And by the way, she can sing, by the way.
A duet with Manny Pena. That might be fun. As the 1-2 pitch is up and away. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I talk about Ian Anderson throwing from behind his head. Now watch McHugh. Watch these long arms just go from different angles. Very tough to pick up, and the ball just gets on you. Totally different.
Popped him up. Rosario, glasses gleaming, says he has it, and he does. And Cronenworth is retired, keeping with our musical theme. It's fun when you get new players on your club because you learn about their personalities with the interactions in the clubhouse, in the team hotel, on the team plane. Kenley Jansen did something I've never seen before. A lot of players travel with guitars. Kenley's no different. He travels with a bass guitar, but he also travels with a bass amp. I don't know if he has that baby plugged in his hotel room, but he's a musician by trade as well. And we know that Guillermo Heredia likes to sing too. We could put together a heck of a band. What do you think?
I think you're onto something, yeah.
LA's where musical dreams happen. Perhaps that's the place.
That's right.
As Luke Voigt's the hitter, he's struck out twice. And he's 1 pitch away from the hat trick. Man, oh man, the Braves bullpen racks up strikeouts. Right matchup because this is a swing and miss Padre team, at least in the early going. 0-2.
Well, the strength of the Braves last year, among many things, was that bullpen, and they got better. They added Jansen, they added McHugh, brought back Darren O'Day, got fuel from the left side, from the right side. Very balanced.
Tried to take a lot off of that pitch. It almost looked like he was aiming it.
There's something else that I think has changed in how bullpens are composed, certainly from the time you guys played. Remember you used to have that one lefty on lefty guy?
Yeah.
They would come in and face one batter. Well, you have to face 3 now. So the premium is placed on guys that can pitch not only 1 inning, but multi-innings. As he does have the hat trick, Voigt takes strike 3. And And McHugh's got an inning under his belt. He's perfect with 2 strikeouts to this point. And Voit, 14 strikeouts now in 33 at bats this year.
He was looking for that slow curveball, and he got the fastball up and away.
Little cut to it on the end, very nice. Chip, I think the guy you're talking about is Jesse Orozco. The lefty guy that's usually like 47 years old.
Tony Fosses.
I played with him, yeah. Fosses, I played with him.
Where is that guy? Bring one of those guys back.
but I think that's, again, pace of play rules and all of that. I think it's made the strategy important. It's made the importance for pitchers to get out opposite armed hitters, right? And that's the value of a guy like Colin McHugh. He can pitch multiple innings. Thornburg can pitch multiple innings. Newcomb can pitch multiple innings. And that's especially critical in the early going of this season because of the short spring training and the short leash that we're seeing on Major League starting pitchers at the beginning of the season. In fact, our producer Gretchen Caney told us that through 9 games, the Braves starters were averaging fewer than 5 innings per start. That is very unlike a Braves team. But that number is actually the 5th best in the National League. Only the Giants, Marlins, Padres, and Mets have thrown more innings from their starters than the Braves. And obviously that's going to change as guys get stretched out and more comfortable. Riley to the line. Hop throw. Skips it off target, and Olsen had to come off the bag as Hosmer legs out an infield hit. That's about all Austin could do nearing the line. Tried the old Derek Jeter play.
This ball was hit the perfect spot. Austin running to his right. Good effort. And I would have loved to see him make that play, the jump throw.
And on his way out is Brian Snitker. Colin McHugh, an inning plus. He allows the infield hit with 2 outs. Jurickson Profar is coming on in the Padres 7th. Braves still lead it by a 5-1 score.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Braves celebrated Jackie Robinson Day in San Diego yesterday with a 5-2 win. We'll celebrate it back in Atlanta on April 22nd when the Braves are back home on a Friday night. The first 15,000 fans get the Jackie Robinson Barrier Breaker figurine giveaway presented by Delta. The Marlins will be the opponents. Get your tickets at Braves.com. We'll have further giveaways later in the summer. The second giveaway is Friday, May the 6th, and that features our own Henry Aaron. Will Smith is the third Braves pitcher. He comes on for Profar, a switch hitter, hitting right-handed now. And Will Smith delivers a strike. Again, this is the beauty of the Braves bullpen setup. You can have closers close out the game in the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th innings. And Will Smith will try to send us to the 8th here with a 4-run lead. This is Will's 4th appearance. Gave up 2 unearned runs in the opener here. That was after the dropped fly ball. A home run followed with 2 outs. And Paul, you mentioned in the opener the improvement of Will Smith over the final 6 weeks of regular season play and postseason play hinged on one very important pitch.
Well, you're right, and it's that fastball. He fell in love with the slider, which is very good, a lot of success with it. But you can't forget about the setup pitch, which is that power fastball, and he went to that late last year. And it started in this park with a big save opportunity late.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Braves clinging to a lead in extra innings, and Will Smith struck out the heart of their order. One of the great Houdini acts in Braves relief pitching history. There's a strike.
And what a team player. You know, after this offseason, Kenley Jansen You know, the respect of Alex Anthopoulos going to him first. And whatever makes the team better. Gotta love it.
That's Will Smith's response, which was phenomenal and very unselfish.
Over the net and back toward us. Foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And when you ask those guys, hey, who's got the best stuff down there? They'll say Matzik. And he's your non-closer. You know, if I'm in the opposing dugout with a bat in my hands, I'm like, man, this doesn't make sense.
Well, don't forget, the Braves also have Kirby Yates rehabbing. He's a possibility of joining this bullpen late in the season. He's coming back from Tommy John. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The Braves have struck out 10 more Padres today. Will Smith takes care of Profar, and we are through 7.
To the 8th we go here in San Diego. Braves with a 5-1 lead over the Padres, and Adam Duvall leading things off this inning. Of course, had the big game-winning knock last night, what he does so well, right? That clutch hitting. And then here in the 4th already, he had a double this afternoon to lead off that inning, and is now hitting safely in 6 of his last 7 games. I thought it was interesting talking to him after the game last night, guys, just saying how he's building up that library of pitches right now and is really starting to feel a little better at the plate. But says, you know, every season's a little bit different for him, whether he's starting off hot or cold. BJ, I was curious for you, what were you each season? Did you ever fall into a routine as far as like getting off to a quick start, or how did you get to that point?
You know, I was always a slow starter. For what reason, I don't know. And I'm not saying that I didn't hit or I struck out a lot. I was hitting balls, but just couldn't find holes. And it took some time. And, you know, once you get hot, you get hot. And I was pretty much consistent from that point on. But if you ask a lot of players, I mean, some players, they get off to that great start out of spring training. I mean, but this year is so difficult to read because you didn't get as many at-bats as you would love to have in spring training. A lot of these guys are still trying to catch up.
And I think that's what we all forget. We get so wrapped up in the first impressions and we make immediate conclusions without realizing we got 5.5 months of baseball left. This season's going to evolve much like last year's did. Remember, the Braves didn't get above 500. If you had asked anybody around this team, around baseball and around Braves country, is Atlanta going to get to the World Series, much less win it in early August, they would say they're certainly capable. But you can't really talk about that until you get above 500. And once the Braves did that, the rest, as we know, is history.
Oh, you're right on him. That's a dangerous pitch up there. My goodness. The ball with a little stare down at back, and not saying anything was done on purpose, but buzz in the tower.
And a rocket hit to Manny Machado, and his flip across the diamond in time. 4 out number 1. Alex Dickerson the batter, but first a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Yeah, it's okay to buzz the tower in Top Gun, but not in a big league game. Dickerson 0 for 3, hit to a double play last time up. Pride of Poway High School here in San Diego.
I said earlier that his dad is a Top Gun naval officer, grandfather as well. Inspired him with toughness. He once got spiked at first base in high school, needed to go to the ER, decided to stay in the game, got a couple knocks. Dad said, hey, just tape it up. After the game, BJ, 12 stitches.
Line drive, and a sinking line drive caught by Machado. More bad luck for Dickerson.
Man.
He gave ground as that ball looped towards center field, and that helped Machado catch up for a tough second out.
Wow, that's just having tough luck. But a guy like Alex, you just got to keep putting them out there. They'll eventually start finding holes. Put it in play. And that's the kind of slow start that I'm talking about. You're hitting the ball.
Yeah.
You know, but guys are making plays.
I talked about his physical toughness. He's going to have to apply some mental toughness during this stretch.
Do we know what his dad's call sign was, by any chance? Joker, Maverick, Goose?
Got to find out. His dad's name Ross. We'll have to find that call sign. We know Gretchen's is on-air boss.
That's tipped by Dansby. And the count quickly 0-2 here in the 8th inning. Bottom part of the order coming up for the Padres in their half of the frame. Braves lead at 5-1. Anderson, McHugh, and Smith have been terrific. And at the knees, strike 3. And Krismat with 6 up, 6 down, 2 strikeouts. Bottom of the 8th. 5-1 Atlanta. Duff. The left. Coming to one. Fun game in San Diego for the Braves. They lead 5-1. They've held the Padres to just 3 hits here in Game 3. Will Smith is back to work, and he will face Ha-Sung Kim, who will come on and pinch hit for Matt Beatty, who went 0 for 2 in his 2 trips to the plate. Ozzie Albies hit a leadoff homer, the 9th one of those in his career. Jurickson Profar tied it in the 2nd with a solo shot. That's about the only blemish for Ian Anderson, who pitched 7 strikeout, 2-hit ball over 5 2/3 innings. Ozuna and Matt Olson have also homered, a couple of doubles for Dansby. Duvall one of those as well. And now McHugh and Will Smith trying to push this game to the 9th with a 4-run lead.
Good to see Dansby get off the snide with a couple of doubles.
Yeah, absolutely. That was big. Rosario makes some plays.
Swing and a miss. One thing we've seen in this game, Padres have not had much luck hitting off-speed stuff. Maybe that's been the story of this entire series. Kyle Wright with his good breaking ball had them spinning their heels. Again, the Padres 15 strikeouts last night. That's the 3rd most strikeouts by a Braves staff against the Padres all time, dating back to 1969. And already today, San Diego has struck out 10 more times. And that's the beauty of this staff for Atlanta. They can shorten the game to 4 or 5 innings with minimal contact. Two and 2 for Ha-Sung Kim. On the ground, right to Dansby. Kim hustling down the line, but he's out by a step. 1 up, 1 down. C.J. Abrams, the scheduled hitter. First, a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
C.J. 0 for 2 today. And in for a strike. Braves and Padres, very similar starts to the season. 14 games in 14 days. Without a day off. Braves' first day off will come after we wrap up the series in LA. In fact, we'll trade spots with the Cincinnati Reds. They're playing in Los Angeles while we're here in San Diego. We'll wave to them as we head to LA after the game tomorrow. No balls, 2 strikes for Abrams. 1 out, bases empty. And in the air right at Adam Duvall. That's a can of corn. And Abrams 0 for 3, 2 outs, and back to the top we go.
I really like what I see out of Will Smith. I mean, he's getting ahead of hitters too. I mean, it's awesome to see guys come out of the bullpen with that same attitude of getting ahead. You know, last year, early in the year, a little nibbling going on, but this year you can just see the confidence in our bullpen.
If you want to take a team down or create bad mojo in that locker room, late inning losses, games where you think you're going to win and you fail, and usually that comes down to the bullpen. I don't see a lot of that happening with the Atlanta Braves this year.
Grisham 0 for 2 with a walk, and swing and a miss for him. Strike one. Joe Borowski, who is a terrific big league closer, once said there's no better feeling in the world coming in as a relief pitcher and validating the work your teammates did over the previous 3 hours.
It's well said.
Conversely, he said, when you have a bad day, there's no worse feeling than to wreck the hard work that your teammates provided you in the final innings of a close game.
Yeah, that's almost a comparison of a kicker in the NFL.
Yeah.
You play hard all game and they blow the kick.
That's what we get called in spring training. Kickers, field 3.
0-2. And that just missed the inside corner. Grisham nearly frozen with a fastball. Braves play tomorrow night Eastern Time. Bryce Elder will make his second start against Yu Darvish, with a chance to win the series if this score holds today. Braves split 4 with the Reds in the season opening series at Truist Park. Dropped 2 out of 3 to the Nationals at home. Now trying to take a 2-1 series lead here in San Diego and get back to 500 today. Lifted toward left, pretty deep. Ozuna going back. He's gone as far as he can, and Grisham hits an opposite field homer. First homer for the Padres leadoff man. That makes it a 5-2 game. It's a solo shot off Will Smith. Will's now given up a couple of homers in the early going.
Got that ball up in the zone, and Grisham just went right with it, showing his power opposite field.
It's been said, BJ, in this ballpark, it was a gigantic place when it opened. But that big scoreboard in left field really helps knock down some of the wind by the Western Metal Supply Building. And we've seen the ball really jump that way, lefty or righty. Grisham and Olsen homers the other way today. This one clocked toward right. Rosario turned the wrong way, but he recovers at the edge of the warning track. Handled all the way. A home run by Grisham makes it a 5-2 game, and we go to the ninth. Yesterday, longtime Indians fan Tom Hanks and Larry Doby Jr. took part in the ceremonial first pitch at Progressive Field, and yes, Wilson was there. As we recognize Jackie Robinson, let's not forget the contributions of Larry Doby, who broke the color barrier in the American League. He was a great player, great man in his own right.
What a great movie, though. Tom Hanks and Wilson there.
Yeah.
I shed some tears during that movie.
Incredible actor. But I got to go with Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was an excellent one.
Yeah.
But when Wilson floated away, man, it was just,
That's the scene that got you?
That was the scene that got me.
Wilson. Ground ball hit to the left side. Machado all by himself takes care of Eddie. One away in the ninth. Krismat doing a good job. He set down 7 straight, trying to see if the Padres offense can get him back in this game. They're down 3. Tyler Matzik is up and throwing. or at least was. And now it is Kenley Jansen with it a 3-run lead. Here's Pena. Good day for Manny. 2 RBIs out of the 9 spot. And could have had 2 more were it not for the Grisham great catch over the fence in the 2nd inning. Another pitch up and in. Did that clip him on the way by? Yes. Think so. Yeah, Krismat buzzed the tower with Adam Duvall. That a breaking ball that didn't bite. And the Braves get a 9th inning base runner with 1 man down.
Yeah, you can't be mad at this. Curveball got away from him a little bit. Had some snap to it, though.
Braves have had 8 hits. They've left 5 men on base. Much more efficient offensively. They played really well fundamentally last night, moving runners over, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, obviously, and the same today. Stranded a couple of guys in the early going, but then from the 4th inning on, the Braves took off. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. For Kevin Seitzer's offensive crew.
Very complete team. If I'm pitching and I'm pitching against the Padres, Machado's not going to beat me. You look at this lineup, you got Albies, and you got Olson, then Riley, then Ozuna, then Duvall. Bottom part of the lineup, you get a little bit of a break, but once Swanson and other guys get hot, you're not even going to get a break there.
Truly an American League style lineup, the way we thought of the American League before the DH.
Yeah. I remember facing Cleveland, and Jim told me he was hitting 7th.
Bet you didn't sleep well the night before, did you?
Man, where can I get an out or just relax for a second?
Ozzie chased one up and out of the zone. Krismat with his 3rd strikeout in nearly 3 innings. And Matt Olson, the final Atlanta hope in the 9th inning. He's reached base 3 times in 4 trips today, including his 2nd homer and his 2nd Braves RBI.
Yeah, that was that Cleveland lineup Tom Glavine had to face, and the Braves. That was some hit. Albert Bell, Tomei, all the great hitters in that lineup.
Glav did all right, though.
Yes, he did.
He was a man of his word. Just get me one, huh?
There you go.
Get me one.
Braves have hit 3 solo homers today. Let's check them out. Our StatCast 3D presented by Google Cloud. Ozzie's 9th career leadoff homer got it started.
Got it started. Aggressive swing. Looking to swing right out of the gates, Paul.
Absolutely.
But I just continue to admire Olsen's swing, though. Going Oppo Taco.
And this is a pitcher's park. Humidity in the air, so those count. No cheapies there. I think Ozuna may have damaged some brick out there.
He hit it out where Bartolo Colon hit a home run. There's a shot past the shift into right field. Around 2nd, heading for 3rd is Manny Pena. 3 more hits for Matt Olson. He is on fire to start his Braves career. And Atlanta is adding on, or at least trying to, here in the 9th inning.
How are you going to get this guy out? You throw away, he lines you over the wall, left center. Now you come in, even in the shift. A bullet.
Incredible plate discipline, on fire, great defense, good in the clubhouse. I can get used to this guy.
Austin Riley 0 for 3 with a walk. Another nice stop by Nola. For a guy that learned how to catch at the age of 27, tough to get the ball past Austin Nola behind the plate. .48 2-out RBIs for Riley last year. He's got a shot for one here, but Machado with a terrific play and a strong throw to force Olson. Last call for the Padres. Kenley Jansen is going to come on to protect a 5-2 lead.
Bottom 9 we go here in San Diego. Braves with a 3-run lead, and here's what lies ahead for Atlanta after this. One more with the Padres before heading up north for a 3-game set with Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers, and that'll wrap up the beast that, as Chip was saying, was 14 games and 14 days to start this season, and that first day off coming on the heels of this trip out west. And we've kind of seen how the coaching staff is trying to manage the guys right now. Travis d'Arnaud getting the day off this afternoon, and he told me beforehand, you know, of course, I'm ready to play every day, but right now this is one of those days that come September, October, hopefully November, I'm still feeling this good and this healthy, and the 6th-man rotation continues to be implemented. We'll see Bryce Elder go tomorrow night, and then Huascar Ynoa getting that extra day rest as he will begin the series in Los Angeles. And Kenley Jansen on for another save here this evening, guys, and I thought it was so funny starting this series in San Diego. He came out right for work early on, and this crowd that showed up early giving him the business, boy. I'm not sure what's going on here, but they love him out here, and he really gets into this.
Kenley Jansen's upset about something. And Ron Washington getting Kenley away from the discussion with Brian Snitker. Oh, you know what happened? Kenley Jansen only got 3 warm-up tosses, and now the umpire's going to stand in front of the plate and not let Kenley Jansen throw it to Manny Pena. And Jansen's incensed. Long walk in from center field, and he apparently didn't complete his warm-up tosses in the time allotted between innings. And so in the manner of trying to speed up the game, Kenley Jansen got just 3 warm-ups, and now his teammates trying to calm him down.
I don't like this at all. As a pitcher, I did not see him delay to an amount of time. I have not seen this yet. And this affects your livelihood. You want to get your arm warm. You want to get your arm ready, not just for the sake of your team, but also for the sake of health.
Well, look, if you're going to have the bullpens in center field and you don't get a lot of time to come in, get the bullpen carts.
Right.
You want to speed it up? Find a way for these guys to get to the mound in a big hurry. Jansen only got 3 warm-up tosses. We'll see if that has an effect on him here in the 9th inning. He was red hot as he took the mound. So Eddie Rosario takes over in left for Atlanta. Guillermo Heredia is in right. Jansen versus Machado. A little drama here in the 9th inning.
The crowd knows what's going on too. They're yelling at him. I don't like this. I'm mad up in the booth.
Well, if I'm Brian Snitker, I'll probably get Matzik up just in case.
One ball, no strikes. That went in off speed, and Machado took a slider for an even count. Well, the good news is he's got a 3-run lead. If this is a 1-run lead, you'd really be hot under the collar.
Yeah, you just hope he can calm down and just get back to being Kenley.
1-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball 2. Nobody is up, Brian, per your suggestion in the Braves bullpen. This is Jansen's game, but clearly he was distracted and really upset as he tried to make his warm-up tosses here to start the bottom of the 9th inning.
Paul, how do you recover from that?
You got to breathe. You got to relax. I love the slider he threw, nice and easy, calm down pitch.
Inside corner. As you can see at home plate, shadows from the light tower above the third baseline creeping over the infield. That makes things a little more difficult for the hitters, in this case, the Padres hitters. As we have a 2-2 count. And fouled back to the screen. Still 2-2.
There we go. Chip talking about those shadows. Jansen also has a lot of late movement. One of the best cutters in the game in the low to mid 90s. Can even run it up there to high 90s when he wants to. And with late movement and a shadow, that's not a good mix for a hitter.
Well, Kenley ought to be loose now and used to the mound. He's about to make his 6th pitch to Manny Machado. And he struck him out. That's how you answer it. No problem. Machado is down on strikes for the 2nd time in the game. And after an 8-for-10 start to the series, Manny Machado 0 for today.
Some high heat right there with the little late cut. Kelly talking about the Braves fans showing out here today. They're on their feet clapping and cheering. That had to feel good.
Well, I like the way they were booing at the umpire for not letting Jansen warm up.
Well, you know, Brian, if you're a Dodger or a former Dodger and you come to this place, they're going to boo you, prank call your hotel room. They're going to do anything they can to get you out of rhythm. As Jake Cronenworth bats, he too without a hit in the game. And that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, not sound biased because Kenley's our guy. I understand pace of play. You've got a certain period of time to get in, get your warm-ups done, and move the game along. But bullpens aren't located down the 3rd and 1st base lines here in San Diego. This one on the ground, right to Dansby. He'll scoop that up. And Jansen's an out away from his 2nd Braves save.
We were talking about that the first day, how they have the bullpen stacked and the Braves are behind San Diego, so making it a little longer walk to get out there to the mound.
And I didn't see him do anything that would warrant that. In other words, stop, talk to somebody, go really extra slow. I didn't see that.
We're told that it took Kenley Jansen more than a minute and a half to get from the bullpen to the mound. So if that's the way it's going to be, Kenley's going to have to make an adjustment, or there's going to have to be an accommodation for all the relief pitchers if they're going to take their time to get in and gather their thoughts to get them to the mound within the approved time between innings. As Luke Voigt hits, he's got the hat trick. 3 strikeouts today. 1 ball, no strikes. And his uppercut swing earns him a foul ball on a cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nothing like having a sombrero. I've had that once in my career. Maybe more than once. I don't know.
Well, we won't bother looking it up.
Let's not look that one up, though.
Keep you all happy. We saw that smiley face on the graphic for the upcoming week. That's where we're going to stay. As Voigt in a 1-1 count. Popped him up. Center of the diamond. Who wants it? Dansby Swanson right behind the hill, and the Braves win it. 5-2 your final score. Kenley Jansen and the home plate umpire will talk about procedures. And at the end of the day, no harm, no foul. Little drama in the 9th inning, but no drama for Ian Anderson, guys. The Braves needed a great start from him. That's exactly what they got as the Braves take a 2-1 series lead.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Ian, pretty efficient, getting ahead of a lot of hitters today. He looked really good, and it's great to see Dansby get off the snide with a couple of doubles.
I'm still upset over Jansen not getting to warm up. But the good news, Braves have now won 8 of their last 9 games at Petco. A very complete win today. Much better. They're starting to settle in, Chip.
So Atlanta back to 500 at 5-5 on the year. They'll have a chance to win the series outright behind Bryce Elder, who will face Yu Darvish. That's a Sunday night game. Our crew will be back to work at Dodger Stadium on Monday night. Huascar Ynoa will open up the season series with the Dodgers against Clayton Kershaw and Freddie Freeman. We hope you'll join us for that. For Kelly, for Paul, for BJ, I'm Chip Carey. Thank you much. Braves Live presented by Xfinity's coming up from Atlanta.